What's up, guys? Happy Wednesday. Welcome to another episode of the Murder Mentality. It's going to be relatively short, sweet, because I do have to get ready to tattoo. So, as usual, my day is highly packed and leaves me very little time to fuck around. So, what's up, Chris? That's a good thing, though. So here's what we're going to talk about: anger. I talk about vulnerability, authenticity, all that stuff all the time. I got a little bit of goosebumps already. That's a good sign. What's up, Wanda? And one of the things that I've noticed is that some of the people that have the most internal pain are the ones that are the most angry at the world. In fact, I'd say that all of the people I know that have the most internal pain are the ones that are the most angry at the world. Have you ever noticed that the people that are constantly being like, fucking people piss me off and this makes me angry and blah, 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 and this, that, and the other? Have you ever noticed that those people are also people usually that have a part of their life that is needing to be developed? I'm one of those people, so I can speak from experience. I can speak from consistency. I can speak from just having lived it. What's up, Scott? So here's the thing, though. Like, for example, out here, one of the things that gets my blood kind of boiling is how a lot of these college kids treat campus, how they treat the area. There's just trash and broken bottles and all this other stuff here. And one of the things, first of all, that I have to examine in myself when I start getting irritated because I start being like, these motherfucking college kids, blah, 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 is that, like, really what's irritating me about it is that I feel so entitled as to not have to deal with that. I know that sounds weird, but when I shift my perspective to the idea that I get to help the place look nicer by taking action myself, despite what other people do, it builds me. But as long as I'm sitting around angry at these kids, it ain't doing shit for me. It certainly isn't fucking building me up. It certainly isn't building up a better character for me. But if I want to build character, what really needs to happen, and I was talking to somebody earlier today about this, is I have to do what I'm fucking uncomfortable with. I don't know about you, I'm fucking uncomfortable with self-examination, but I do it all the fucking time because self-examination is exactly how I've become who I am. Because I have to say, well, why did I react to that? Why do I feel this way about this? Exactly what's driving these emotions? When you take the time to reflect, you don't project. Anger is a projection emotion. What's up, Harley? We get angry with people when we don't know how to deal with us. Really, like, anger is a cover for being hurt. It's a cover for any number of different things you could really put out there. Irritation and anger are also huge covers for ego. Because really, like, the idea is like, all these people are pissing me off or all these people are frustrating me. You're kind of looking at it from an entitled perspective, and I know because I do that often enough and I have to check myself all the time. And what real vulnerability and authenticity looks like is coming on a camera like this or coming in front of your people and saying, I fucking struggle with my own type of entitlement, my own issues with ego and thinking that, this should be better, or that person should behave this way or whatever the fuck. But really what that comes down to is that I'm not doing enough internal work to see that it is my job, it is my duty, it's my incumbent, like literally honorable duty to work on me. Same, I've literally turned myself 180 and back again so I don't say some shit. I'm learning to control my mouth. I have a fragile filter, but it's a work in progress. Well, see, that's all I ask from people, really. I don't ask anybody to be perfect because I'm not. But I do ask, and I love that you took the time to share that, Chris, by the way, but I do ask that people work on things. It's not a mistake any longer if we already know that it's something that we do consistently that's fucking us up. If we know that there's something wrong about it, we cannot call it a mistake any longer. At that point in time, it's a choice. And a choice to continue behaving in ways that are fucking hurting us and others is about as egotistical as it can be. Literally what you're telling the world when you refuse to reflect and that you project all this anger, negativity, hatred, fear on the rest of the world is that your ability to be a little bit uncomfortable so that you can modify yourself is too hard. And so you'd rather be a bitch and a dick to everyone else around you. And if that makes you feel some type of way, if you get angry at me for saying that, I believe it speaks for itself at that point in time. So if you do get feeling some type of way watching this, I just ask that you take a minute and really like think about that. Like really think about that. Why would somebody who is obviously not you, who is just up here sharing about his own life, upset you that much? Well, it's because you don't have the right mind state. You don't have the right mindset. The same way for fucking, like, I have to work on this a lot. I have to work on this one a lot. Road rage. Like, I don't get crazy. I don't chase people down. I don't do all that stuff. But I do catch myself being like, this dumb motherfucker right here. As if I don't pull a million retarded maneuvers in my car every day too. All of us do it. All of us make mistakes. All of us have massive oversights in our life. All of us are not perfect. But what I'm asking for you to be is to be imperfectly perfect. I'm asking for you to be a work in progress. Under constant progress, under constant construction is the poem that I would like to be in my life. It's stolen slightly from some lyrics of a song that I used to really love. Is we call each other out on bullshit, we hold ourselves and each other accountable. Ooh, it hurts sometimes, but it's a part of the process of growth. Truly, growth only happens when pain happens. Pain literally is the water for growth. If you accept it, if you don't dodge it, if you don't run from it. Pain and uncomfortability are the very nature of growth, all right? So back to anger, though. Love that, goosebumps. Back to anger, though. So have you ever noticed that when you get really angry at somebody and you say something that usually immediately afterwards, if not at least, sometimes days or whatever, but for me it's almost instant, like I'm like, oh my God. I just said some fucking dumb shit. I was a real asshole right there. And then I have to fucking eat a massive amount of crow to be able to really come back around. And it's just so much easier to not react that way. But that's where self-reflection comes in here. Because again, anytime you're getting angry at somebody, really what it comes down to is it's either you're hurt or you're feeling entitled. Entitlement is relatively simple to explain, but it's like if somebody does something that you just really felt hurt by, weirdly enough, it's also kind of a sense of entitlement, because it's the idea that you expect that other person to be free of imperfections and to behave how you believe they should, even if that's what they said they'd do. They are a human being and they are not perfect. Unconditional love implies that you still love them. It implies that you still love yourself. It also implies that you should set boundaries so that you have unconditional love for yourself. Unconditional love does not imply that you allow somebody to keep fucking you up. It does not imply that it's okay for you to keep fucking somebody else up when they love you unconditionally. What it does imply is that you are deserving of love even at your lowest point. Because that's how I crawled out of the gutter. Because I realized that I was deserving of my own love. It's taken me 4 years, and it will take me probably another 4 years and the rest of my life to learn to actually, for lack of a better term, as weird as this is going to sound, like have a romance with myself. To be able to tell myself the truth. To be able to hurt my own feelings sometimes and still be like, yeah, you know what, you had a point there, Justin. Because the deeper we're able to fall in love with ourselves, and I'm not talking in some egotistical, narcissistic kind of a way. I'm talking about like the type of way where you see when somebody really, truly fucking loves somebody, the way they treat them, the respect they treat them with, the reverence they treat themselves with, the ability to consider that person's emotions, feelings, and situations that they treat that person with. And then also the ability to say, hey, dog, you got to get back the fuck up and keep working at this. That's the type of love I'm talking about wanting to have. What's up, Lacey? Love you, honey. I want to see people have a wild and reckless romance with themselves. To build the type of relationship with themselves that they've never seen somebody have in real life with another person. And then to continue from there and build that type of relationship outside of yourself. Everything that comes in our world around us is directly attracted to who the fuck we are. I love you too, honey. And when I change me, the world meets me exactly where I've changed myself. When I change how I do business, when I change how I talk to people, when I change, most importantly, how I talk to my fucking self. When I started talking to myself respectfully, I stopped tolerating other people talking disrespectful to me. When I started actually respecting myself, I started realizing it's not my place to get people to respect me. All I need is my own respect. And that everybody else will fall into place around it. And the people that don't respect who I am will fuck off. And in some cases, I have to push them out. And in other cases, the people that do respect it will show up, and people that I never would have expected. But the wildest part about all this is that what I'm really trying to get down at is that there is no time in your life, really, when it comes down to it, when you're feeling angry, that there's not some root cause. Sometimes it's just as simple as fucking hunger, and your biology's saying to go fucking kill something and eat it, and so it's making you angry at everything, you know? But I'm very subject to that one. I get hangry as fuck. But I want you to take the time, this is my invite today, to consider what the fuck makes you angry, what irritates you. What are you expecting from the world that you're not getting? And why is this frustrating you? I'm talking about me, really, but because there is so many things throughout my day that I'll see and I'm just like, and I want to roll my eyes. But what it is that, you know, I had a client in my chair a little while back, and I loved talking to him. He just had such a great perspective. And it was that he tries to always remember that anytime he's feeling some type of way about something, it's because he's had an expectation on somebody. Now, again, that doesn't mean that you can't, like, look at somebody and say, hey, this person has consistently hurt me, and I've set boundaries, and they keep stepping over them. I'm going to go ahead and exit the situation. That doesn't mean that. You can even still exit the situation and still love that person, even though they're struggling, even though they've hurt you. In fact, I'd say that that's the biblical way to do it, that would be the God way to do it. The godly way to do it would be to forgive them, but then also step to the side and not allow them to continue hurting you and the people around you. But when we react emotionally, we don't do the right things. And when we react emotionally, we're unable to look at something from a bird's eye view. So we actually have to detach ourselves from it. That's the hardest part about that. Now, love is not something that you really need to detach from so much as you just need to be willing to consider self-love as much as you consider other people love. Your love for somebody else should never put, like, what I'm trying to say this here is like, you should never put prioritizing respecting, loving, and doing things that you admire for yourself above doing them for other people. For me, that means that I do things for other people. I do meaningful things for people. I try to be the kind of person that other people can, like, want to be around, that is inspiring to be around. I try to be the kind of man that I would want to fucking hang out with. I want to be the kind of dude that I would fuck with if I was me, you know. You get it. But it just comes down to this, man. We, for whatever reason, are just in this society right now where everybody is angry. Not everybody, but a lot of people are angry. Tons of people online are trying to elicit angry, negative responses from people so that they can have somebody to vent back at. And really, all of this stuff, all of this anger, all of this negativity, all of these things could be easily sidestepped with a few simple steps. And, you know, I want to start offering more advice on how to help learn these things about yourself, because I've learned about myself from journaling. I've learned about myself from introspection, from just sitting quietly and thinking. Some people call it meditation. I don't really necessarily ascribe to any particular style, but, like, there's a lot of time in my day where I kind of just spend, like, you know, zoned out thinking. And I think that those types of efforts in your life will build who you are so thoroughly, because you have no option but to really consider the meat and potatoes of what you're thinking and feeling. So today I'm going to offer you, like I said, this one offering, this one thing that you can do here. I want you to ask yourself, what the fuck is pissing you off right now? What is making you angry day to day? What did you see this morning that irritated the fuck out of you? And how can you address the expectation that you've had on the world, God, and those other people within yourself so that you can relieve your own irritation? You can be the balm to your own pain, and God can help you. I love you guys. Feelings aren't facts. Plays through my head when I get in these intense emotions. It helps slow down and process and control my reaction. Thank you for that. It helps so much. Awesome. Feelings aren't facts. The good ones or the bad ones. They're all just feelings. But I think that there's a difference between the feelings and those just like deep, unconscious kind of knowing things that we have, like right fucking here, you know? But at any rate, love all of you. I got to get rolling so I can get ready. Otherwise, I'm going to be late for my appointment. Have a good day.